So today we're going to replace the door glass on a 2015 Chevrolet Equinox. Mine's an LTZ, and it's a very simple process. There's a 7mm screw behind a little pop panel there, and then you pry out the armrest and push in on the panel to get it to come free and pull up on it. There's a tongue on the front so you don't break that off, and there's two 10mm bolts, and it's just snap pins down the perimeter of the door, and then it pops right out. You disconnect that through the hole at the back of the panel so you can get the back panel completely off and replace the glass. It's just two bolts hold the glass in. Yeah, take the time, vacuum out the broken glass, the thieves left behind. Prevent it rattling down the road, and it's less surface area for moisture to collect on. So just a good idea. Plus, just makes it nicer. If you ever have to stick your hand back there, you won't get cut up. But it's a real simple process, easy to do. Anybody can do it. You just need a number 10 socket, a number 7mm socket, screwdrivers, and a little patience, because it can take a little bit of time to get the window seated. But I'll show you how to seat it in the new seal, which runs around and under this trim piece. Once you have this little trim piece off, this U-shaped piece, the vent glass and a big rubber gasket and seal pop down. You can just pull them down, and we'll show you that in the next video. But anyway, keep roving and keep rolling, and we'll talk to you later. Bye. And I'm replacing both rear door glass panels. One was broken when my vehicle got broken into and things were stolen. I accidentally broke the one on the driver's side. So I've got two panels that came ordered from eBay, and they're pre-tinted. They're obviously from a salvage yard, but they came nicely packaged, and we're going to show you how to drop these in and lock them into place with those rubber lined clamps that we just showed earlier. And then you roll up the window before those clamps are too tight, make sure it's seated right, reseat all the trim, and then reinstall the door panel. Anyway, we'll start from there. So today again we're replacing the rear window in a 2015 Chevrolet Equinox, and it's a lot easier than you would think. Both mine got busted out. One was busted out when they broke into my vehicle in Kingman, Arizona, and the other window I knocked out accidentally with my Pigmatics. Anyway, so it's a real simple process. First we start with removing a cap that hides a 7mm screw. That's right behind the door release handle. Once that's out, there's a 7mm screw in there. We're going to back that out. Then we're going to pop out the window control button actuator and that little cuppy hole where the door handle is. So we'll do that next. Now this armrest piece with the window control module on it is a little difficult to remove. There's a metal clip at the back end, I'll show you, and just stick your screwdriver in and push it forward towards the front of the vehicle to pop it out. Sounds awful, but it's not hurting anything. There we go. And pull it up a little, and then pull it backwards, and then it comes out. And you could disconnect that. There. And set it aside because we're going to need it in a minute. Okay, now there are two 10-inch bolts that you need to undo in there too. So let's do that. Okay, now we're ready to pry the door panel off. And it's got clips all along it. So it's just standard GM clips, you know, the big white ones that tend to break a lot, so you should buy some extras. And just stick your hands under there and pry it open and off. Now we're going to reattach the window control unit module that's from the armrest because we want to be able to actuate the window. We're going to lower the window down so that the bolts for holding the clamps on the piece of glass are accessible through these two access holes. That's what those holes are for.
Monday only at Old Navy. Grab women's linen blend pants for just $10 and women's linen blend shorts for just $8. Just in
Okay, so let's roll the window down a bit. Okay, and maybe up just a tad more. Okay, now those bolts nuts there are visible, and we're going to loosen them about all the way out to almost the end of the bolt. So that will release the rubber lined metal clamps that hold the piece of glass in place. Okay, now that those are loose, we're going to bring the window down. And you got to push on it because it might get stuck. And you're going to bring it about halfway, because then we're going to pull off this black trim piece here. And it's got one little push pin. I used rivets to hold mine on because it had gotten loose, and that's not a bad idea. It's easy to do, and you can just drill these out if you need to get back into your window. But then you're going to loosen this bolt, which holds the vent glass assembly, which has a big long rubber strip that's up in here underneath this plastic that's going to come all the way down here, and you're going to remove that bolt and that bolt, both number 10 millimeter. And then with the glass halfway down, you can work those loose and push the piece that way and rotate the vent glass this way a little bit. And then that's how that's done. So with the door panel off, I removed the power window handle from the door and reattached the cable to the power window switch so I can actuate the window and get these bolts down within range. Oop, a little too far. There we go. So I can access both those nuts and loosen the clamps that are lined with rubber that hold the glass. We'll do that next. Okay, so we're loosening the clamp. You can see the glass, residual glass in there. We'll scrape that out. So here, importantly, I'm inserting the glass panel before I secure the vent window piece and its attachments. Otherwise you can't get it on the glass. But what you do is you get the glass down in the slot into the clamps, and then once that's done, raise the window up a little bit and then start to align the window onto the track of these rubber guides on both vent pieces. Starting with this part with the glass first to get it seated on the panel. So seating glass on the left in the vent pane channel there, and on the right in the rubber channel on this side. And I still have not attached the anchor points. Because we want the glass seated in there first, and we're going to roll the window all the way up and push the rubber in to the surrounds, and then once it's up and feels snug, then we'll move the glass around until it raises and lowers smoothly. Okay, and now we're going to reinstall our vapor barrier. Make sure you run the door lock door handle release cable through. And it should reseal fine back to the original putty that we cut loose with the razor first. So insert the ball in, pull back on the cable. And there, that's back in. Now we can hang the door. Make sure you run your door lock Now we tighten those up. Reattach our 7mm screw, hex screw. Insert the little cover plate. The cutoff corner goes to the right rear. And reinstalling the window control piece. Remember, it's got this tab on the front, so we go down and then in, and presto. And that's basically it. Now I went the extra step and drilled holes for rivets to securely hold the door panel onto the door. So I'll show you that next. Okay, so I'm going to drill these 3/16 holes. Two, three, four, five, and six. And these are black aluminum rivets, so you won't even notice them. These are trifold or exploding rivets. One. And again, you can drill these out at a later time if you need to want to do other stuff. or you have to do the window again. And because these rivets are aluminum, they're very, very easy to drill out. Just drill out the center hole. And you can see here, the 3 legs expand out as you tighten the rivet.